Hello everyone, and welcome to my solo RPG journal. Today we are playing Ironsworn. We're continuing Leela's story, except I've renamed Leela because I didn't like the name. So Leela is now Avella. So the story so far. Avella, not Leela, Avella has gone to meet a merchant on the shore because she lives in the haven of New Rock, which is on an island in the Barrier Isles. They survive by trading with the surrounding isles and the mainland by boat. The merchant Kinara, was supposed to meet them there. She's gone down to meet him and found some creature, having just killed him. She's tracked the creature down and dealt with it, but no one believed that it wasn't human. No one believed that story. Those creatures are just myths and legends that we tell children about to frighten them. So she was quite injured, to the point where her right arm, her dominant arm, is now useless. So she's spent a little bit of time resting and recovering from the fight until a man named Albin has shown up in the Haven. Albin used to be from the Haven, but he left to work with the merchants. She discovered him talking to Ezra, the village elder, and agreed to help, and swore an iron vow to help Albin find the pirates that have been attacking the merchants, and to deal with them. So they've gone off looking. They've gone back to the boat, to the location, couldn't find anything, and Albin has told Avella about Kara, the mercenary who they had hired to act as a bodyguard for Kinara, and Kara was nowhere to be found. Kara's body was nowhere to be found. Kinara's body was the only one there. And he's also told her about Bass, a sailor, who he is actually tracking, because Bass is suspected to be part of this group that is causing the merchants so much harm. So they've gone around and questioned the other people from the Haven and not found anything. No one has known anything, which is interesting, particularly because we know that Tessa was involved with the creature somehow. The creature knew about Tessa, who was another person from the Haven, and she was relieved, if I remember correctly. She was relieved that we weren't asking about that. We had this other thing that we were looking for. So we couldn't find any information about Kara. We couldn't find anything about any information about Bass. So we went looking for any landings on the island, somewhere where people have come on the island without the Haven knowing. And we discovered the lair of the creature, and that is where we left off. So the first thing that we do finding this lair is start to look through it. We find a number of obviously human-made things, obviously Ironlander things, but also there's some things that are a little bit strange. It's half submerged. This dwelling, it's in a cave, and I think what we want to do is we gather information. When you search an area, so we're going to gather information to see if we can learn anything about the creature that was dwelling here. Now, I'm pretty sure that it's very likely that this is actually a red herring to the quest of helping Albin discover who is attacking the merchants. However, it's not apparent to our characters. So we're going to be looking into it. So we're searching the area and rolling wits to see if we can discover anything. We don't share a bond with anyone, so we're just rolling wits. And we get a strong hit. So we discover something helpful and specific. The path that you must follow or action you must take to make progress is made clear. Envision what you learn and take +2 momentum. Look at that. Why can't I take 10 momentum? I should have a momentum of 10. That's, is that a bug? I'm not sure. We're just going to have to wear it and go +9. And unless I burn my momentum, I'll have to take that into account when I next lose momentum. But it does mean that my momentum is as large as it can get, which is pretty good. So, asking the Oracle is, I think, the thing to do because I am not sure. So we seek to resolve a question. We don't have a clear... Maybe there is some relation between the creature and Leela, or... Well, we know that there's some relationship between Leela and the creature. But Leela wasn't involved in the stuff, so maybe what we actually discover is people. I think that someone has been there in the last few days, and I think that's likely to have been Leela, but we won't draw any conclusions as to that. But I think maybe we've also discovered something that about maybe. So we've got a couple of questions. We've got the question of what happened to Kara, the mercenary. We don't know if Kara is good or bad. We don't know if she is alive or dead. We don't know anything about Bass, really, except that Albin is looking for him. And we know that we have found the lair of the creature. And was it a gather information thing that we rolled? Yeah, complicates your quest or introduces a new danger. Envision what you discover. So it's complicated because this is the creature that killed the merchant, but it's not. The dwelling obviously has some very clearly not human things in it, and that raises questions. It's also pretty clear that maybe we actually find something that is clearly... I think we find something that clearly belongs to Tessa. I think that is the obvious thing, and that we're just going down the wrong way, and there isn't actually any relationship to... so we're not even acting on our quest anymore. Okay. So we find something, and I go, I recognize this. I gave this, or even let's involve some of the other characters. So Miller, which is a character that I've got a bond with. Miller gave this as a gift to Tessa, and then maybe you find something else, and it's like, oh, this actually belongs to Arison. This was a knife that Arison lost. So things have been stolen from the... but I think that we do also find something that is Not Ironlander in make. Maybe a spear. I think we find a spear that is very clearly, it's an iron spear, but it is not Ironlander in make. And so I think I will take that. Summary. Is there a iron dagger? Non-Ironlander spear, but is iron. Or maybe it's a trident. We'll go with that because it was an aquatic creature, and that's the thing that you have. You got tridents. I wonder. Yeah, trident. And so this thing. But if it was a weapon, why wouldn't it have taken it with? Maybe it. Yeah. Oh, it's a large weapon. It might not have been good for sneaking. I don't know. For whatever reason, we've got this trident now. For whatever reason, it hadn't taken it. And I think that there's some objects that, something that had been given to Tessa by Miller, and something that had belonged to Arison, something that Arison had brought back. And here is the thing. There is something that belonged to Kara. Kara had a shield. No, ooh. Yeah, there is something that belonged to Kara. Kara had a shield, and that is here. And Albin recognizes it. So he thinks that Kara's been here. I've found stuff from Tessa, but I also there's some strange little things here that I can't rectify with it being human. There's the marks on the ground, the footprints on the ground of webbed feet, large webbed and clawed feet. Maybe not clawed so much as barbed. But yeah, so there's it's very saying things eloquently. Yes, eloquently. The tracks just do not seem human. So Albin's going to be very keen on questioning the people who these things belong to, and I think that that's a good idea, but I think that we're going to go. This suggests that Tessa could be around somewhere. Or Tessa. This suggests that Kara could be around somewhere. So we're going to have another look for tracks. Gather information. Tracks or anything in the area that suggests that Kara has actually been here. Strong hit. Okay, we discover something. Kara has been here. And maybe we actually find Kara. So the question is, well, we've got a few questions. What state is Kara in? And let's just ask the Oracle. Asking the Oracle. What state is Kara in? Is she alive? And we're just going to go 50-50. Yes, no. Let's see what happens. No. Kara is not alive. We find her body. Has someone tried to bury it? Yes or no? So, a short way away, hidden, it's washed up. It's washed up in the cave, or washed up close to the cave. We find Kara's body. has someone picked through it? Has the shield floated its way into the cave, and that's how it sort of found its way into its stuff? Or has Kara's body been... has someone gone through it? Yes or no? Okay, so no one's actually touched Kara's body. It's just that it's washed up on the shore close by, and the shield, her shield, has floated separately, floated away from her into the cave, and then has been essentially part of his stuff. So her body is we pull her body out, and I'm guessing now this is very likely almost certain the creature killed it. Yeah, so the creature killed her on the boat. We can find wounds consistent with the wounds made on Kinara. So it's likely that it looks like she's fallen out of the boat after being killed and has just washed up here. So with that, we're going to pick her up and take her into the village, which would bring a bit of a crowd around as we... What do we do with bodies in this culture? We'd have cairns maybe, so we're going to take the body into the center of the village and place the body in the center of the village. Bring the elder and everyone around and say, we have found Kara the mercenary. Kara was Kinara's bodyguard, recently hired. We believe that she died trying to protect him and was thrown lifeless from the boat and has washed up on shore. We found her with some other things. We will have brought them as well. And we're going to say we need to pay her the proper respects and ask Ezra to organize it. I don't think I need to roll compel here. I think that this is just something that the community would do. I don't think there'd be any disagreement about providing Kara with any kind of respect, unless there was suspicion. And they would probably question me and be... Ezra would come up and go, so this was not the one who attacked Kinara. This is not the one that you fought. And I'd say, no, this is not the one. Though, yeah, this is not the one. And so with that sort of dealt with, there'd be... Ezra would take charge of organizing that with Albin. And I would... walk up to... I'd call Miller over and go to Tessa, and I'd also call over... what was his name? Bonds. Arison. And say, we found some other things. Arison, I found your dagger that you had been missing. And... Tessa, Miller, I believe that this, what was it? Some tool, a bowl or something like that, cutlery. I'm not sure what kind of tools we've got, and I don't want to get too into it. So this was a gift that you gave to Tessa, wasn't it? And so what am I doing? And I'm wanting to see how Tessa reacts. This is the problem. I'm thinking more about it. What actions am I doing and as opposed to how will that affect the world, I'm thinking, what can I discover about how that will affect the world, which is how I would play something like Dungeons and Dragons with other people. So let's... Am I rolling compel? I'm not... I am. I'm attempting to persuade... I'm attempting to persuade Tessa to tell me what she knows. I don't hold a bond with her specifically. I do hold a bond with the community, but it's not a community role. It's a personal role. Now, the question is, am I trying to charm, pacify, barter, or convince? I think I am. So I think I'm rolling plus heart. I'm not trying to threaten or incite her. Oh, am I though? Because I'm going, oh, we found these things. No, I'm not. I'm trying to charm her. The question is, can I roll shadow? I'm not lying, but I am trying to trick her in a way. So on one hand, I'm trying to get her to... I'm trying to convince her to do the thing, but at the same time, I'm deliberately withholding information, and I am presenting her with things that she's questioned whether I might know anything. I've obviously found the creature's place, because she knows if she's given it to the creature. Oh, and I've got the damn thing's trident. I've carried that, and so she has seen that. So I am... She knows I'm showing her things that she knows. I think I get to roll shadow. I think that by showing her all of these things and asking questions, I'm not... Ooh, does that count as a threat, though? Am I trying to incite her to do a thing by... I think maybe I have to roll iron. All right. I don't get a bonus. I get a weak hit. Okay. Momentum. I do have... no. I can burn momentum to get a weak hit. Maybe I can burn momentum and get a strong hit. Because I should have plus 10 momentum. I need to look this up really quickly. Momentum. How does momentum work? Gaining momentum. Your momentum value ranges from 6 to 10. So my momentum should be 10. I don't know why it won't let me have 10 on the sheet. So really, actually, if I burn momentum, I get a strong hit. And she just tells me, and I'm going to do that. Oh, hang on. Why is burning momentum... Burning momentum should set your momentum back to 2, shouldn't it? Burning momentum. You must reset your momentum. So if I go reset... What is this max? 9. Reset 1. Oh, has something affected me that I am maimed? So, harm, stress, assets. Is it in my character, maybe? Debilities, conditions. Wounded, shaken, maimed. You may be marked when you... Yep. If you have suffered A wound which causes you to ongoing... Yep. They forever impact your character through the momentum penalty. And more importantly... Oh, okay, so I can only have +9 momentum as a maximum. Because I'm maimed and... Okay, so where does it say how the momentum... Okay, I'm guessing that it is working correctly, and it's just about the fact that I'm maimed. Momentum. Maximum momentum starts at 10. It is reduced by 1 for every marked disability. You can't increase momentum over your max. Okay, so my momentum was 9. Resetting momentum. If you have one marked, if you have one debility marked, your momentum reset is +1. If you have more than one debility marked, your momentum reset is +0. Okay. Being maimed hurts. In that case, I burn my momentum and get a weak hit. Now, I was looking at moves. Okay, so she's going to ask something in return. To keep the secret, she's going to tell me everything, but she doesn't want me to know. So the question is, what secret was she keeping? What is this creature, and what was her relationship to it? I think that she took pity on it. I think that it turned up. She's found it wounded. It was scared of her, and she was scared of it. Whatever the creature was, or maybe it had saved her life. There'd been some incident where, I think maybe, yeah, she had fallen out of a boat, and it had caught her and saved her life. Maybe there was a storm. The weather here is quite awful. And it had saved her in the water. But it had, and because it had saved her, she gave it some things and kept the secret that it was there. She told it about the boat, and the so she has told it about the merchant and how the merchant comes and when the merchant was supposed to come, and whether or not, I think that maybe it's we don't have to be particularly clear about things because it's got different motivations and thoughts to what she has. So what we're learning here is that she told it about the merchant. She didn't know that it had saved her life, so it didn't think it was hostile. It didn't think that it would go and attack it. She said that she'd be able to get things from it. She has told it about the merchant, but it has gone and attacked it by it herself. And maybe that's it. Maybe we actually are moving along in the quest. Maybe it was here But the fact is that it's not human, and if there are non-human creatures attacking these merchants, what have they done? What's the Ironsworn? It's not it. Term for the firstborn, was it? Other names? Yeah, so this creature has attacked the merchant off its own bat. She was surprised about it. She'd been sort of friendly with it, and she wants us to keep the secret. Swear she wants to us all to keep the secret, and I think that there will be problems if that secret isn't kept, and I think that there is a very likely. We've currently got 3 people here because I did call over both Miller and Arison. So Arison is likely to keep the secret because Arison won't sit well with him, but things won't go well for him either way if he starts speaking up against Tessa. And Miller, however, is the question. Miller's a bit of a gossip, so I'm happy to say that I won't say anything, and we'll see if the secret actually gets out. But it allows, it tells us that it means that we actually know that the creature. We know how long the creature's been here for, because she will say that it has been here for a month. Or whatever short period of time it has been here. And I'll be able to take that back to Albin. So once I've returned the things and said, look, these were yours, and they're not going to help the creature anymore. And she's going to sort of apologize to me because obviously I got into a fight with it, and I'm going to be sort of. I'm not going to say too much, but I'm not harsh with her about it. I don't blame her. I take it and go, well, it is what it is. So Albin will have been dealing with Kara's body with Ezra, and organizing the burial. The burial, would they be burying it, or would they be wanting to give the body back to the merchants? At which point the merchants, I think that they'd be organizing transport with Kinara's body, and so I'd probably go to Albin and say, look, I think we've found everything there is to find on this island. I think that we have found Bass. We haven't found Bass, but we have found Kara, and we have found the creature. And I will tell him what Tessa said and say, look, the creature came here. The creature knew that, was told about. I promise not to say who. I heard their circumstances and they're being watched, but they thought the creature was harmless because it had saved their life. They told the creature about the merchant, and the creature attacked the merchant as soon as they were showing up. Obviously killing Kara and only leaving Kinara's body in the boat. So we are unlikely to find anything else. We know that the creature has only been here for a short time, so maybe they are related to that, so maybe there is nothing else to find on this island. And Albin will think about this and agree, and decide that he needs to take the bodies back to the merchants and the other mercenaries and explain what had happened. At which point, we both know that I'm going with him because I swore an iron vow. But I think I get to mark progress. There's nothing I have to do, is there? It's just you just mark the progress, right? It's a progress move. Where are progress moves? Quest moves. Reach a milestone is just mark some progress. So we have found that the creature attacked a merchant. It's been dealt with, and there's nothing else left on this island. So, following the day, actually no, I'm going to be traveling with. I think that we're going to spend the night. The day's gone. We're going to spend the night in the haven, and I'm going to have to prepare to leave. So I'm going to go through the motions, go through talking to everyone, and say, look, I have sworn this vow to help Albin with this problem, so I have to go with him. Make my peace with everyone, pack everything up, and there would be some sort of group feast, get together. The haven is only a small place, so there'd be a get together where there'd be food and drink, seeing one of their own off. It would be a relatively sad affair. There is unfortunately we know that Albin no one trusts anymore, and neither does what was his name? I've said his Arison. I only said his name like 3 or 4 times this session. So when they have come back, they haven't been fully welcome. They're probably happy to see Albin leave. I think that there was probably some other things, but with Albin in particular, Arison, they didn't like what he was doing, serving other lords. They are probably more okay with an understanding of me going off to fill a vow. So, in that though, I'm going through. It's an evening of saying goodbye, but also, I'm going to try and forge a bond with Albin, because this is not. I don't think it's just a thing that I'm doing this evening. I think it's something that I've been spending time with him. When you spend significant time with a person or community, stand together to face hardships, or make sacrifices for their cause. I'm leaving my community, which he was originally from, to help him. So I'm going to. When you do, roll heart. If you make this move after you successfully fulfill your vow to their benefit, you may re-roll any dice. Yeah, so I'm going to give it a go. Weak hit. On a weak hit, they ask something more of you first. Envision what it is, do it, or swear an iron vow, and mark your bond. If you refuse or fail, pay the price. Okay. I think he's going to ask me to join the service of the mercenary company, which is going to potentially strain my relationship with the Iron Rock community, New Rock community. But I will do it. I will agree to join the the merchant company, and work with them. So I don't get any momentum, but I will get a new bond. Oh, hang on. Do I do this? Yes, I do that. Add. I'm not. Wonder what the bond track is actually for. Albin. Details. Location. We're going to call the location the Merchant Company. I'm going to have to name that at some point. Let's copy his descriptors in. I'm going to say he's dead. To fulfill a duty, he is friendly, and he is tracking some stuff. So that's the notes that I've got for him. Let's see if I can name this mercenary company. Do we have an oracle that will let me do that? I've got Ironlander names. Okay, I don't have an oracle set up right this second, so I won't do that. But I have forged a bond, and we're going to set out to on the journey. So I think actually that's probably a good place to stop, because I'm running short of time. I spent way too much time setting up for this morning. So we're going to end here. I will forge a bond. I have forged a bond, and so our next session will begin with Avella leaving New Rock. Until next time, have a good one.